So, doing a flight today at Zombie. I kind of have to hustle because I feel like everybody's in front of me. They're laid out and starting up. Meanwhile, I'm still on the truck, but I'm getting close. Anyway, I got an idea to talk about, getting ahead at work. We'll see if I can squeeze that in, how this works out. But let me get this thing fired up and in the air. Ross threading the needle. Ross has a lot of flight hours. It's okay for him to do risky shit. All right. Put this thing, throttle around my hand. See how she starts. Nice.
All right, I'm working out right now, so.
I'm working out right now is kind of our code. That paramotor's kind of heavy. And it's like they used to want to give me instructions and tell me how to fly and be a pilot while it was on my back. And I'm like, oh man, like I might not look like it, but I'm exercising right now. You got to teach me when I'm not wearing this. Nice launch. Okay, hopefully mine's as nice too. Checking lines. Should be ready to fly. Tight. I'd launch right now, but Brad's kind of right there. All right, let's do this. Good launch. All right. So, I was going to talk to you guys about getting ahead at work. Before I get into the specifics, I'll talk about me for a little bit. A lot of you know me as a YouTuber. Actually, a lot of you have followed me for years. So, as I'm apt to say, I'll say this and fast forward. But early in my career, I was an accountant. It wasn't really my cup of tea. And I switched over to working in IT. Picked up another degree in college or university for you international guys. And got into IT. From there, I worked a series of jobs, switching from accounting over to more and more technical jobs. So at first, I'd work on like accounting software, and I was interesting to them because I had a dual skill set. And then later on, because I didn't really want to do the accounting part, I didn't like it, I worked my way towards more technical jobs until eventually there was no accounting aspect to it at all. When I worked at Cisco, I worked there for 13 years, and I did pretty well. Before I left Cisco and got into YouTube and Woodyscraft and things like that, I was getting promoted at a rate faster than my peers, and things were good, right? I'm trying to draw the line between saying, look man, I'm pretty good at getting promoted, and not being like a total arrogant like douche about it. So just look man, I'm pretty good at getting promoted. So anyway, the first concept I want to introduce is this idea of managing up and managing down. Managing down is what I'd say most people do already, right? That most people kind of do their job, look after the people under them, especially at the lower level, right? Like before you're in management. They handle their customers and they do what they're supposed to be doing. So I'll start with assuming that you already manage down and you do what you're supposed to be doing. The next part of it is managing up. And this does not come naturally to a lot of people. A lot of people just, they assume it's their manager's job to know what you're doing, to know why you should be valued. If you don't manage up, then you're leaving your boss in the dark as to why you are as awesome as you are. Managing up can be things like sending status reports to your manager, talking to him. You know, at Cisco there was this concept of a 1v1, and it's where you would meet with your manager, just the two of you, and talk. And some of my peers would just like BS about their tennis league or, shucks, I don't know how things are, but make the time go by. When I got into my 1v1s with my boss, I would have a bullet list of things I wanted to cover. The reasons why Woody is awesome every week. Every week, I did this, I did that, I did this other thing. I'm stuck here. I need you to call this guy and get him to move. You know, like whatever it was, show that you're active, show that you're awesome, and let him know that he's getting his money's worth every week. That's your job. That's what you do. That's managing up. Now, some people only manage up. And those people are bullshitters, because if you're not looking down at all, you're not doing your job. You're not helping customers. You're not managing your own staff. You don't want to be that guy, because that guy will eventually get what's coming to him. But who you do want to be is you want to be that guy that manages in both directions. You want to be taking care of business that happens underneath you, and you want to be making sure that you're appreciated for the awesomeness that you bring to the table. This idea of managing up is especially important if you work in a bigger company. If you have a boss and he has 12 direct reports, you might think to yourself, it is his job to know how awesome I am, right? I just told you it was your job to know how awesome your people were, right? You want to succeed under every manager you have, which is important, by the way, because careers have momentum. You'd think only physical things with like actual mass have momentum, but careers have momentum too. And once yours stops, once you're no longer a shining star, it's a lot of work to regain that status. And so anyway, that's why it's important to manage up. If you only succeed under bosses that are great, then you're only going to succeed half the time. And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for success all the time. Brad did a touch and go. Anyway, managing up is the first point I wanted to talk about. You got to manage up and down. If you don't do both, you're either not getting credit for how great you are, or you're not actually that great because you're not managing down. You're not getting your job done. The other trick to getting promoted is asking for it. When you ask your boss to get promoted, you're putting a certain pressure on him, and it's telling him that, look, it's time for you to start fighting for me. It's time for you to start, putting my name in the hat for the next guy to get promoted around here. If you don't ask for it, then you're not planning. Then you're not like creating a thing and making sure that it happens. And that's not where you want to be. Ask for getting promoted will totally speed up the rate. And I'm not saying that you need to demand you're promoted all the time. It's just that you should be, placing that thought in your manager's head on a regular basis. That's what I'm saying. If you're not making him think about it, there's a real chance that he's not thinking about it. And who wants to be there? The next thing I want to talk about is planning. You know, when you get interviewed, or maybe even at your annual review, they ask you, where do you want to be in 5 years? And if you're young, especially, a lot of people don't even have an answer to that. They're just like, in 5 years? I don't know. I guess we'll just see what comes along. No, that's not what we do. I don't want you to just see what comes along. I want you to see what you want and relentlessly pursue that thing. If you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know what I want, well, I can accept that. A lot of people don't know what they want. But pick a thing and relentlessly pursue it. It's way better than just hoping a thing picks you. So ask for a promotion. Ask for your manager to help you achieve the role that you wish you had, instead of just leaving you in the role that you currently have. People at work should be thinking of you as the person who's going to get to the next level, not a person who's just toiling away at their current level. If you're competent at your job, then you should be working towards the next one, not just comfortable at your current competence. If you want to make a lot of money, you probably need to own the business. There's a book, my father made me read it. I resented it at the time, and it was called The Millionaire Next Door. Anyway, in there, he just profiles what millionaires look like, and something like 90% of them own their own business. A lot of them saved a lot of money. They're driving old trucks, living in small houses, something I can't, I stopped doing that. They drive old trucks, they don't spend a ton of money, they own their own business, and it just accumulated. That accumulation of wealth has as much to do with spending as earning. But this whole thing is a topic for another video. I just feel like a lot of people associate their job with getting rich. If you want to get rich, you probably need to own the place. It's bumpy. So that concludes the work part of today's commentary. As a recap, you got to manage up and down. You got to have a goal and drive towards it. You have to make sure your boss is on the same page and helping you get to that goal. If you want to get promoted, if you want to get a raise, put that thought in his head. And if you want to get really rich, you probably got to work for yourself. There's your recap. Now let's fly. Bumping. It's freaking me out a little bit. Swinging all over the place. Everybody else has landed. Maybe they know something I don't know. Usually when you have overcast like this, it's real smooth. But not today. It's a little breezy and it's overcast, and I think rain is scheduled for tomorrow or not too long from now. So maybe this is a bad weather system coming in and not just comforting clouds that block the sun. And the sun, of course, heats the ground, and the ground, of course, makes thermals. We've covered this. So, in paramotoring, there's this concept of bump tolerance. And a more advanced pilot typically has a higher bump tolerance. He can handle being swung around and such without freaking out. And a beginner pilot, if it's not perfectly smooth, he's scared and he wants to land. So my bump tolerance is way higher than it was, let's say, this spring or at the start of summer. Now I'm at the question of, like, how brave am I supposed to be? Do I need to wait for a collapse?
This is Brad, combo check on the ground.
Say again, Brad, nice and loud. Now, I don't know. Is my bump tolerance supposed to be higher? Should I be working on this, getting more comfortable? Or, to take it to the extreme, I could be tolerant all to the point where I make bad decisions and fall out of the sky. Congratulations. You got nerves of steel, ice water in your veins. Because you're making bad decisions because you're so brave. I'm finding what's what. I'm still learning. I might try a touch and go. I don't know. I just wish it was a better day. I've never done one before, but I think I'm ready. So that's a thing. I can't tell. Brad might be coming up. Or he might be kiting. I don't know. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy.
This is Woody from the future. It's not often that your touch and go goes so poorly that Bon Jovi pops on the radio to sing you a pick-me-up, but that's what happened.
You were receiving on your alternate channel and pushing on some other channel.
That could be. I mean, when I landed, I was listening to Bon Jovi like it was playing FM radio.
You sound perfect right now. I think I'm going to go up and do a combo check. Are you going back up for a sec?
I can do that.
I want to see you do a touch and go.
You know, I thought about it. I was getting kind of nervous up there. I was bouncing more than I wanted to.
I saw you go back down by the farm.
Yeah, I was hoping it was a lavender field or something. It was purple.
My favorite.
As I landed, I actually tried to do a touch and go. I was like, I'll just run real fast and start it up again. But it was overshooting me.
I pretty much have to stay on the power for the duration. Let me try one, and then you can watch and let me think about what I do.
That's a good idea. We've had success with that before on the launch. Brad's launching. He launches nicely. It's like he gets under power and he's practically flying right away. Just a couple light steps and it's good. If there's something I'd criticize about my own launch is I hear you. Again, a little motor static. Hey, I brought those spark plugs.
All right, get out of my seat.
He's going to do a touch and go. Huh. He had his brakes all the way down to like his belt. Yeah, I hear you, but I didn't hear what you said. I did see it. So it's interesting. I'm learning touch and goes. It looks like he keeps a lot of speed, you know, and just does that like last part of the flight where you're barely touching the ground. Maybe I'll try it. Huh. Well, nothing to do but to do it. I bet Brad does another touch and go. You guys want to see it? I'll stick around. Comes in. He's putting on some brake. He's on the throttle. Ooh. Huh. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna fly right over Hope. She should be sitting in that chair studying. Woo! She didn't even look up. What kind of kid doesn't look up when silly Hope.
I wonder if you can hear me now.
She looks cold.
I can't hear you at all. I'm really upset.
Winter is here, man. I think my heated coat is on, but it doesn't feel like it's at full force. It's hard to get it right while I'm flying. It would have been smart to do it on that landing, but I didn't do that, so. There are a lot of things that would have been smart that probably I should do. But who does all of those? Smart people, I guess. Man, it's rocking me around. I think I gotta come in for my landing. All right, let's land over the trees. Good job, Woody. I tried to do a touch and go, and that didn't work out like I wanted. But hey, I landed on my feet, so I guess I'll keep practicing that other shit. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoy my flight. All right, so while we were out here, I decided I had an issue with reliability of my AK47. That's a piece of car of my AK47. And this is a place where I can shoot it. I made a change, now we're gonna test it. Previously, I couldn't even get 30 rounds through it without it jamming, something AKs usually don't do. But if I get 60 rounds through it without jamming, I'm gonna say my change fixed it. We'll see. I'm wearing this helmet, look at Hope, for hearing protection and for the camera. Sweet. All right, let's see how we do here. So far, so good. Success. All right, this is unloaded. Shoot 30 more. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Sight?
Open sight. I just aim for the water. I'll let you hold it.
And it's unsafe?
Yep. When you're ready.
Where's it safe?
Here. When you're ready, you're going to put this down by pressing on. You might have to pull this back and pull this down. That'll slide forward and put a round in the chamber.
Okay.
And then it'll shoot.
Pulling this back will do that.
You pull it back and then, want me to do it for you?
Yeah. Let me demonstrate first.
Here. Pull this back a little and then tuck that out of the way.
Okay. Wow. Did that do it? Successful?
You should fire.
And there's no safe on it.
It's ready now. That was the safe.
Wow. US of A. Wow. Give me a deer.
You want a deer?
Yeah.
I can't help you.
I could take turkey out.
Could you?
Yeah, turkey shoot.
I was happy I hit the water with every shot.
Is that good?
Go ahead.
Does it have a lot of kick?
You'll be fine. It's got a big rubber thing in the back.
Okay, that's what you're telling me. Wow. Holy crap. Holy cow.
She likes it.
Oh, I'm out.
Uh-oh. Are you out or?
I'm stuck.
Aha. That's bad. So it's not your fault, of course.
There we go. Is that good?
Yep.
Ooh,
Smack it forward.
still got another one in there. Oh, look at that. No shit. Holy crap. Holy cow. No one knew.
What did you learn, Una?
I just learned that they can
I
hide.
think it might be getting caught up on that.
I had no idea there was several in it. About
No, there
3 in
wasn't.
there.
He just put them back in.
Okay.
They came from the magazine.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes it's
Do you have
jamming.
that rubber pad by chance?
No.
Because you see
It's like hanging.
it's like it's
Hanging
going
up?
back too far.
So this is Woody from the future. I'm going to cut this video here. It doesn't get more interesting. The bottom line is my unreliable AK-47 continues to be unreliable. I don't know what to tell you. I've got the world's only unreliable AK. I think I'm going to get rid of it or something. I'm just don't like it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, until the next one.
Multi-million-dollar deals, got $1 million deal. When I was younger, I would wonder how $1 million feel. And for real, it feel like I ain't even broke a seal. Cause when you drop hits, they want you to pick up the bill. Now my life is in Maryland, my heart is in Chicago. New York state of mind, but out LA, man, that's where I go. When I need to lay this shit down, so much on my mind, that's the reason I'm spitting now.